Hello world, SirLaurenceNZ here, and today I'm casting another game between TheViper and Kongensgade, a part of the 2015 Arabia Huns games, even though a few of them are from 2014. But anyway, let's have a look at these guys' maps here. So, to the left here we have TheViper in the blue, and taking sheep, taking them earlier than Kongensgade, but Kongensgade just taking a bit of wood early on. Okay, see you in a bit, Bruce. Anyway, so yeah, let's have a look at these guys' maps. Also, some very interesting cliff formation over here. Going to be very convenient for the Viper here. As you can see, just a little bit of walling required to make some really strong late game walls or whatever, if he really so desires. But this is the Viper, we don't expect that from him. We expect this to be a big open front base for the whole game, because he's the Viper. Anyway, let's have a look at the resources here. So we have a nice backwood from the Viper, fairly easily towerable wood on the front there, and another solid backwood over there. Quite far from the TC though, so if some late game raiding comes in there, that could definitely be quite substantial. But this backwood, definitely very solid, going to be lasting him for quite a while. Pardon me. Anyway, let's have a look at the golds now. The Viper does have a front gold there and a back gold here. Kind of squished up against these resource tiles on the edge of the map though, so he's not going to be able to fully saturate them. His tertiary gold is also very far forwards, and this gold kind of off to the side randomly with all the cliffs and stuff is also really poorly placed. Anyway, let's have a look at Kongensgade's map here. So, Kongensgade has a nice backwood here. Sadly, it's open along the back, though. Towards the front of his base has his main gold atrociously close to those trees, going to prevent any real saturation. Like, he could put a mining camp here, but not going to be able to get good saturation off of that. This tertiary gold, also the secondary gold, he's able to get saturation on it, but it's right at the bottom of the hill, and this tertiary gold, poor saturation and at the bottom of the hill, so not the best resource placements for Kongensgade, but both of these guys having backwood, they'll be able to do something either way. Also, I forgot to have a look at the stones, but Kongensgade, he has two nice back stones. Also, nice big deer patch over here. We could see him luring some of those, or just chucking up a mill in the middle here. It would be interesting to see if he puts a mill on this left side of the berries, knowing that all the deer are here, and uses that mill multi-purpose. Anyway, so let's just speed up the game a little bit so that it doesn't take forever in the Dark Age. Also, the Viper has got a front stone here, once again poor saturation because of the cliffs, and the back stone over here, not in too bad of a position, just slightly down a hill. Also, let's have a quick look at those relics. Most of the relics are towards the Viper's side of the map, however Kongensgade does have one kind of to the south of him a little bit that's in quite a solid position, and Kongensgade putting the mill on the wrong side of the berries, not able to take full advantage of those deer, but still definitely going to be taking them as they are a lot of free food. Also taking the time to lure some deer by the looks of things. Anyway, this north relic is also a bit closer to Kongensgade, but I kind of have a feeling the relics aren't going to be playing a huge amount in these games. Looks like the Viper had some sound issues when playing this game. Anyways, also just wanting to toggle stuff on and off to make sure that everything is good. Yep, there we go, researches and everything coming up. So Kongensgade getting a fairly, I know, not an early loom, he's just going to be clicking up to the fuel edge right after this. At least I'd assume. Yep, Kongensgade doing that, and the Viper getting out of drush here. So I was a bit slow to notice that, but would have been coming up 1 or 2 minutes ago. In game time, coming up at about the 6-7 minute mark. Excuse my math or whatever, but yeah. Anyway, this drush coming forwards now, definitely going to be able to do some good work on these berries, but Kongensgade walling that up quite nicely, possibly part of his decision there to make the mill on this side so that he can do those easy walls. Anyway, Viper just reinforcing those walls a little bit, getting that villager completely safe, and now having to look towards the wood line. However, the Viper being too slow with his quick wall. What? Okay. Anyway, Viper finally getting up the quick wall. Kongensgade not quite being aggressive enough to get in there, but not taking any damage on his militia, so not a huge loss. And Viper also walling up that gold and stone over there quite preemptively, so he's going to be in quite a strong position. Sorry, that was Kongensgade walling and everything there. Viper attacking the Drush, got that completely mixed up. Anyway, Kongensgade not really being able to do Viper not being able to do a huge amount with these militia. He could definitely lame some of these deer, but he kind of has higher priorities at the moment. Anyway, the Viper getting out a couple of archers here, probably from 2 barracks, if I'm not mistaken. Let's have a look. And sorry, Kongensgade getting out the archers, not the Viper. I keep on mixing that up. But anyway, also it looks like Viper going to be going up blacksmith and archery range, going to be doing a fast castle is my guess. You can see any second here coming up with food. You can see that right there. Might sell a bit of stone. Most likely that he won't, however, just garrison that TC and click up to the castle edge. So the Viper going to be up with a very solid castle time, going to be at about the 17-minute mark. Going to be faster than than what most players can do without a Drush. So definitely cleanly played from the Viper's economy here, but Kongensgade now moving up with this army, having taken almost no damage from the Drush. Also, Kongensgade just having a bit of idle time on these villagers, as he has not deleted those palisades, even though the Drush has been dealt with. Anyways, this aggression from Kongensgade now coming in, but the Viper getting out some skirmishers to help counter this, and that's definitely going to be playing well against the archers of Kongensgade here, as Kongensgade doesn't really have a huge amount that can answer the skirmishers right now besides the scout cavalry, which is pretty low health. Anyway though, Kongensgade outproducing the Viper a little bit here, as the Viper changes into cavalry archers against this mixed archer skirmisher army, which is surprisingly effective. I've seen it take down cavalry archers in significant numbers before, so definitely not something to just shrug off to the side there. Anyway, Kongensgade finally deleting some of those palisades to let his economy run a little bit smoother. But now the Viper, moving in with his cavalry archer, is going to be looking to pick off health off of these units wherever possible, but not taking the most ideal trades. However, definitely making use of that cheaper cavalry archer bonus that the Huns get, and the Viper picking off all of the archers pretty much here. Going to be severely reducing the amount of damage that Kongensgade's army can output. Anyway, Viper finally cleaning up that army from Kongensgade, and now he's going for his own counter-offensive here as he moves on to the gold and wood of Kongensgade here. And Kongensgade only replying with archers, not going to be able to do a huge amount of damage. However, Kongensgade bringing back these skirmishers could catch these cavalry archers in an awkward position, but they're just so quick that they can get out of the way and not take any substantial damage. So Viper moving back behind this wood line here, going to be killing 1, maybe 2 villagers. Looks like it's just going to be 1 there, and running the wrong direction, going to be taking a bit of extra skirmisher fire, but doing a nice flank split there, going to be missing a lot of that damage. However, taking some accidental fights there, definitely not what you want to be doing against the skirmishers, and the Viper finally deciding to run the correct direction and come around here. The Viper as well going for another attack on the bottom here, but kind of being denied by the tower of Kongensgade as he regroups his army with 7 cavalry archers, definitely going to be able to do some damage. However, these skirmishers from Kongensgade are causing some issues for the Viper. But the Viper, though, getting his cavalry archers into that one little spot that Kongensgade's tower can't reach, and going to be denying some eco there. Not really going to kill any villagers, but definitely going to cause some idle time. And also, Kongengade's starting to have issues with some of the cavalry archers of the Viper, as the Viper is starting to get them in significant numbers where they can seriously combat the skirmishers now, as well as having all of the tanks. Also worth noting, Kongensgade not up to the castle age. You can see that he's trying to save up to the save up to go to the castle age right here. And if he buys a bit of food, he definitely could make it there pretty much right now. But Kongensgade going to be quite away from that real tech boost that he needs right now. Because if he had elite skirmisher and crossbowman, he would be faring a lot better in these fights. But he hasn't got that quite yet. And Kongensgade finally garrisoning his TC and getting the 800 food, 200 gold required to go up to the castle age. So Kongensgade now got about 2 minutes and 30 seconds until he reaches the castle age and is actually able to combat the Viper's army. So the Viper right now trying to take advantage of this ever-growing villager lead here. From all of his aggression, he's taken a 10 villager lead, and now that Kongensgade has clicked up to the castle age, he's just going to be taking a further, I think, if I recall right, it's about another 5-6 villager lead from the click up to the castle age or whatever, with how long the tech takes to research, how much TC idle time it equates to. So definitely going to be quite significant for the Viper, with a substantially larger economy as he is producing the better units. So the Viper here looking in a very strong position here, going to be able to counter these skirmishers fairly effectively, but I'm surprised that we haven't quite seen the elite skirmisher upgrade from Kongensgade here. It's probably going to be coming in any second now, probably after Bodkinero, if I was going to say one of the two, but both of them very important technologies. I reckon both of them will be gossing quite quickly, but let's see what goes on with this. And once again, none of those researchers coming in, but finally Elite Skirmisher just coming in now, going to help Kongensgade to help counter these cavalry archers, but the Viper getting a very nice raid in onto that TC, going to be killing 5 villagers, and this tower over garrisoned here, not going to be able to protect all of the villagers, and only going to be losing a few cavalry archers there as the Viper, but killing several villagers there. Going to be very, very good for the Viper as Kongensgade moves up for a counter-offensive of his own, killing 1 villager right there, 2, 3, and that's about it. As the Viper pretty much has him stuck between 2 CCs right now, and Kongensgade can't really do a huge amount about that. And the Viper getting out of his siege workshop, a very clean answer to these skirmishers. But Kongensgade calling GG as he knows that the Viper is firmly in control of this game. So anyways, GG, well played guys, and thank you to anyone watching this on YouTube. Let's just have a look at those achievements quickly before we head off. But yeah, anyway, Viper taking a very nice grasp of that game, getting up to the castle age and not drawing it out in the feudal age where Kongensgade was really wanting to play the game from. But anyway, GG, well played, and thank you to anyone watching this on YouTube. Goodbyes.